together with all the suggestions ng ating mga kasamahan this afternoon, Mr. Secretary. Maraming salamat. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Secretary.
Yes, I think actually the proposals of the good congressman, and certainly the department will do the best we can to follow it up with DepEd, because we, as I said, this kind of a project, a mega project, will have to be under official development assistance or under the public-private partnership program. But it's important actually to establish the viability, economic viability of this project at the earliest possible time.
One last thing, Mr. Chair. Doon po sa pinresent ko, agnostic po siya. It can have the option of an ODA and it can have the option of a PPP. So may financial viability then based on the presentation. And it will not only solve the flooding problem but also the traffic problem, because we're losing 3.5 billion pesos a day in Metro Manila because of the inefficiency ng ating system dahil bagong ingress and egress po siya. Energy problem, water problem, food security challenge, housing problem, because most of the informal settlers are in Metro Manila. So dito may lugar na pwedeng magawa, which is very proximate to Metro Manila, for our informal settlers na magkaroon ng magandang well-master planned communities or township. So, dun sa proposal, but it has to be backed up by the study. Pero yung concept is there to capture our imagination and to start the ball rolling. So, sana po matignan po ito at hopefully mapondohan yung master plan or yung feasibility study. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, Congressman Garcia. Before proceeding, we'd like to acknowledge the following members. Congresswoman Marlesa Doc Marley Hoffer Hasim, 2nd District, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Congressman Isidro Lumayag, 1st District, South Cotabato. Congresswoman Irene Labad-Labad, 2nd District, Zamboanga del Norte. Congressman Robert Nazal, Party List BH, Assistant Minority Leader. Congressman Arnan Panaligan, 1st District, Oriental Mindoro, Deputy Majority Leader. And Congresswoman Katrina Reiko Chuatay, 1st District, City of Zamboanga. Next to ask the questions would be Congressman Tino.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, hindi lang ako natunawan doon sa isang sagot ni Secretary kanina. Nung tinatanong ng mga kasamahan natin yung anong ginagawa tungkol sa baha sa Metro Manila. Tama ba, Sec, yung dinig ko na sabi nyo walang planong sinusunod? Kayong nag-implement, DPWH, ganun ba talaga? Walang plano, master plan, whatever, na sinusunod sa pag-implement ng mga flood control projects, particular sa Metro Manila ngayon? Please clarify.
Your Honor, as I mentioned, actually, I made the premise, actually, that the flood management program for Metro Manila has been taken over by Metropolitan Development Authority, And the department, however, is providing technical assistance in terms of engineering advice for them. But sabi nga namin, I think there is a need actually to undertake a comprehensive master plan for Metro Manila at this point in time, because we have not, as far as we know, except for the Pasig Marikina Floodway Master Plan Program, the internal flooding issues in Metro Manila does not have any master plan for the time being.
Okay, so, Mr. Secretary, correct me if I'm wrong, ang sinasabi nyo, MMDA ang may plano. Ganun ba?
They are the ones now who has taken over the flood management program for Metro Manila, Your Honor.
So there is a program. May programang sinusunod. Po. Tama po. Yes. At merong pinagbabatayang plano ito, presumably.
That I would not be very sure, Your Honor, if there is a comprehensive, integrated plan that is now being followed, actually.
Mr. Chair, ako naman, ina-assume ko na the DPWH would be aware of a plan behind the MMDA's program. No, kasi parang nagsasalita tayo dito na as though we're starting from scratch. Even the Secretary is saying kailangan daw magkaroon tayo ng
Integrated.
integrated master plan for, to address flooding in Metro Manila. Pero sa pagkakaalam ko, ay matagal nang may mga ganyang proposal at plano from the 1970s. No, tapos, kaya nga, among others, nagresulta ito sa paglikha ng, halimbawa, Manggahan Floodway, di ba? Oh. Tapos, if I remember correctly, nung panahon ni dating Pangulong Arroyo, meron din siyang inaprubahang plano dito. Nung panahon ni Pangulong Aquino, may binabanggit din na pinapatupad na plano. Di ba, naging issue nga nun yung kailangan daw magpatayo ng catch basin sa ilalim ng UST ba yun? Tapos ayaw pumayag. So, in other words, parang di naman ako makapaniwala na walang existing plan. At kung gayon ay, kasi ang sunod na tanong doon saan na pupunta at paano pinatutupad yung from 2012 to the present? Sabi ay nasa 1.4 trillion na po ang nakalaan sa flood control. No? At papalaki ang pondo na to. Noong 2011, 11 billion lang po ang nakalaan sa budget ng DPWH for flood control. But for 2025, it's 248 billion. 249 for flood control. At presumably malaking bahagi no nasa NCR, no, a significant portion at least ay nasa NCR. Pero bakit parang ang sinasabi walang plano at kailangan palang magbuo ng plano? Pakiklaro lang po.
Well, as ang ano po namin, Your Honor, is actually, as I said, the projects that we're implementing for Metro Manila are projects that are actually being requested from the Metropolitan Development Authority. For example, right now, the department is now undertaking the rehabilitation of the internal flooding problems for Metro Manila. The department now is undertaking the upgrading of the 32 pumping stations and the construction of another 4 new pumping stations in Metro Manila under the World Bank assisted program. And aside from that, the department is continuously undertaking yung drainage program alongside the national roads. Yun po ang aming function. No? Now the rest, the internal drainage of Metro Manila is not within the purview of the Department of Public Works and Highways. The other major program that we are undertaking for Metro Manila is the Pasig-Marikina Floodway program. Now, there are many components of that program. I think we have completed actually 16 projects, including actually the engineering interventions along the Pasig River. Now we are in Marikina, and the other program that we will be implementing under this project would be the implementation of a floodgate, Metro Manila, Marikina flood control gate structure that will divert actually some of the floodwaters from the Sierra Madre Mountains going to Laguna Lake. And we are now in the process of doing a feasibility study for the implementation of flood retention structures in the in the Marikina River Basin as well as in the Sierra Madre watershed area, Your Honor.
Thank you for that, Mr. Chair. So, ang isang parang lumalabas ay meron talagang apparently may kakulangan ng buong pagpaplano kaugnay sa pagtugon sa baha sa Metro Manila. Siguro sa pagpapalalim natin, we will pursue this point further. Thank you for that clarification.
Mr. Chair, just to interject.
Thank you. Yes,
Yes, under the MMDA law, all the tributaries of the major river basins, Pasig, Marikina, is under the control of the Metro Manila Development Authority. It's not the responsibility of even the floodgates, even the pumping stations. They are all under the management of MMDA. Kaya yung plano hindi maliwanag kung ano ba talaga yung plano. Kasi ang MMDA naman, wala naman siyang legislative assembly. It's all the mayors who are controlling yung kung ano man yung mga ordinances, kung ano man yung mga pagpaplano, yung mga mayor ang gumagawa nito. So may kanya-kanya sila. Para tayong mayroong 17 independent republics na nagmamanage ng isang ng waterways na interconnected. Yun ang problema.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, just to follow up to that. So parang ang pinupunto ng ating galang-galang na Senior Deputy Minority Leader is yung existing na kaayusan ng MMDA ang parang nagiging hadlang sa buo o holistic na pagtugon sa problema ng flooding. No? At sa aking pagtingin, hindi ba dapat panghawakan ng national government ang usapin ito dahil in the end, ito ang may dapat na may responsibilidad na matiyak na matugunan ang problema ng baha. So yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Honorable Dasa Nico Raul of the 1st District of Northern Samar and San Fernando Elijah Rumabua, party list Kamanggawa. The next to ask a question, Honorable Gonzales.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, good Secretary and the DPWH family. The City of Santa Rosa and the nearby cities, Biñang, Cabuyao, Calamba, and even San Pedro is always and will always be the catch basin of Silang and Tagaytay. So the continuous heavy rain and the overflow of river resulted to localized flooding. So in that sense, Mr. Secretary, we are sometimes hopeless. Pagka po nandiyan na bagyo, nag-iisip na kami because we are on the downstream. And even the Nuvali area is somehow 100 feet ang elevation from the city proper, the old town. So pagka po nasa Nuvali ka, you feel safe. But our constituents on the downstream area, especially nearby the Laguna de Bay, so pagka po ito lang mga ulanan, heavy rain bagyo, so they are problematic. And in that sense, Mr. Secretary, the sentiment of the good congressman from Biñan, maybe from the 2nd District, Cabuyao, and San Pedro, and my representation from the Lone District of Santa Rosa, we are urging the DPWH to seriously take a look on study on the systematic dredging practices. So hindi po yung kasi po ang mga LGU may mga dredging eh. So dredging. So nangyayari po yan, but it is a short-term solution. But this time baka po naman you may take the lead because as a while ago you are telling us that the Laguna de Bay is under the jurisdiction of the LLDA. So, meaning to say, ang lahat